This lesson we're going to learn how to pick in time, and I've chosen the song Here Comes the Sun because I think it's a great one for getting these picking strategies together with a metronome. First off, if you haven't seen the tutorial on it, go to my YouTube channel and you'll find a tutorial on it. This is more about learning if you're actually playing it in time and how do you really know. So on this song, we're going to pick we're going to hold a D chord and we're going to pick 4, 3, 1, 3, and then 4 and 1 together. But we have to lift off finger 2, then we pick those together, then we put finger 2 back down on the bottom string and pick it again. So now we get, and now we're going to pick 3 and 2. All together would be 4, 3, 1, 3, 4 and 1 together, open. Put finger 2 back down and then 3 and 2. The fingers I'm using is thumb on string 4, finger 1's for 3, finger 2's for 2, and 3's for 3. And we always have our thumb in front while we pick. We don't pick like this. We try to pick more like this. So our thumb, and we don't use our hand to pull out on the strings like this. We kind of just use our fingers so that we teach our fingers to make music. They can stay close to the strings. Alright, so now we're going to work on the metronome part. So here we go. We're going to have a metronome on. And I'm doing this at 2 minutes each section, maybe a minute for each section. And we'll count it in and we'll do this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And foot should hit the floor every time you hear that beep. And then we get started and we get ready. Our fingers are on all the strings and we get ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, so that's a great picking thing to go through maybe every day. You can come to the video, practice along with me so you get the idea of it, and then shut the video off, put on 55 BPMs as a metronome, and then you can try it yourself, but always try to count first. Alright, now we're going to move on to the second bar, doing the same thing at 55 beats per minute. Holding our D chord still, we're going to pick string 4, 2, bottom string, using thumb, finger 1 on string 3, then the bottom string with finger 3, then we open that. So you might want to practice that. And then you're going to pick string 4, and then 2, and then 4, and then open 2. So we got 4, 3, 1, open string 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, but 2 is open at that point. And the count would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. So I'm going to turn the metronome on. Make sure you can kind of do that on your own first. Like get that muscle memory on that pattern with your right hand and your picking hand. Notice I take my hand off because I got to get ready to come up here. So do everything that I'm kind of working through. Alright, now we're going to try bar 2 of this. This is basically the intro and the verse. So we got 4 bars to work through. Once we have all those 4, you got the basic idea, the beginning of the song, the intro and the verse. Alright, we'll fire it up again. 55 minutes, and we're going to pick for maybe 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. There we go. I'm going to count us in. Make sure you've gone through the pattern a bit first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and go onto your computer, type in 55 BPMs and try that one on your own. The next move we're going to try to do is put the 2 together. So we start off with the first one. We'll get that one back for a bit. I should count us in first so everybody knows when we're going to start. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright, good one. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. One more time. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we kind of put those 2 together. Some good things to do is, can we keep it going? Instead of stopping and keep counting to 4 and start again, we could do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 if you can do that, you got those two together. That's great. We're going to now move on to the third bar, which is basically when we leave this D chord, try to make sure you can get that right away before you even start using a metronome. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's a great exercise. And then we can start the next bar. So the next bar is going to start on this note. That's why I wanted you to get that really good. And we get this string 6 and then the bottom string on fret 2. And then string 6 again, and then we open up the bottom string, 6 again, and then we're going to pick string 2 on fret 3, string 6 again, and open. And the rhythm would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can try that a bit where you're picking with your thumb, 1 and then finger 3 on the bottom string, thumb again, open with finger 3, thumb again, finger 2, thumb again, and open. Now you try to recycle that, count yourself in, and get this 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, now we turn on the metronome and we try to get that one in time. So we count ourselves in, we get ready on this note for the third measure, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so that's the third measure. So maybe we want to put the second measure in with the third measure. So now we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we can put that second measure in that we worked on with the third one now. So I'll count us in and we'll try it a bit. If you're still working on that, rewind the video and try to work through the third measure before you do this one. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so that would be good. It's kind of hard to come back to this D chord, but if you can, that's great because really the next chord's A7. So that's a great exercise, just trying to loop 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so looping those 2 bars, let's see if we can do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 2, 3. All right, one more measure to go. Once we've recycled that one a few times, add bar 3 and 4 together, we've got the intro and the verse. Work on the last measure, which is A7, and we got to pick 5, 3, string 2. Then we can put finger 3 down on fret 3, string 2. Take finger 3 off, pick 2, 3, and 4. We got to get this finger to come down. So count us in. Hopefully you've seen that, where I'm picking string 5, 3, string 2. I'm bringing finger 3 down on string 2, fret 3, picking string 3 open, taking finger 3 off, picking string 2 on fret 2, open string 3, and then string 4. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and going back to D after that one. So that gives you lots of repetition with me playing along to the metronome, because I wanted to help my students as well as everybody else, so they have something to practice along with, so they can develop this a lot easier. So now what we could try to do is put the 3 bars together. If I put the whole thing together, it's going to sound like the song, and then the writers of the song won't be happy with me. So I'm going to just go up to the 3rd bar with the metronome now, and we will finish off the last bar. I'll start on the 3rd bar later, and we'll finish and go to the recycling the song again. So here we go. I'm going to count us in. We're going from the 1st bar now to the 2nd to the 3rd bar, over and over again. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and try that again. 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, now we'll take it from this bar and going to back to the beginning of the song, and then Once you got all those parts together, you can try to put on the metronome and recycle the intro and the verse over and over again in time with a metronome. So we're starting here because we're going to try to get from the G to the A7 and then ending back to the D. So it'll be something like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now if we kept that going to the second bar when we get back to here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and right, and then it starts to recycle itself again and sounds very cool. So I hope that helps you get through this with the timing. That's only the intro and the verse. We will do one next on the chorus and getting through the finishing part of that song. All right, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.